the Ascended Masters. This changes everything, beloved one. The healing of Earth is in full swing, and along with Earth, people are healing in spirit, soul, and body. The greatest time of God's grace has arrived, and the light of heaven, the light that comes from the very center of being, is reaching out and opening people's hearts. Here is what is happening: the unexpected and unpredictable transformation of human hearts opening to the light of God. And this changes everything. From today's perspective, humanity risks losing its way once again, and it seems that people will once more be forced under the yoke of powerful manipulators. Much indicates that your freedoms will be limited, your room to maneuver reduced, and your creativity suppressed. The human element must be eradicated and replaced with the artificial. The transformation of humanity from a soul-endowed being into a soulless humanoid is the dream of those powers struggling to maintain their dominion over Earth. They need your souls and the strength of your hearts to continue their destructive game. By God's command, the time has come when all plans for dehumanization will fail. By God's command, the time has come for humanity to rise and resurrect. By God's command, the time has come for peace to reign among those who recognize themselves as divine creatures within the divine order. The rulers of the old matrix are not yet willing to give up their plan to continue oppressing and enslaving humanity. This approach is now backfiring on them, creating unexpected realities for the dark forces. Because the more relentless these forces prove to be, the more evident it becomes to humanity that the situation is spiraling out of control and is no longer tolerable or acceptable. The methods of these dark entities have awakened many people and will awaken even more. Pressure generates counterpressure. Abuse of power breeds distrust, and false promises are opening people's eyes. Insight and liberation. Today, we find ourselves at a moment when the current ruling elite is losing credibility on all levels. Their influence is diminishing in every sphere, and a new humanity is emerging. This process is ongoing and is initially a painful one. Ultimately, it is necessary to break free from old structures, to liberate yourself inwardly, so that outer liberation may follow. The realization that humanity has lived an illusory life and that every individual has played a decisive role in this illusion initially causes pain, before this insight can be experienced as liberation, and this valley of sorrow is being crossed by many people today. Lives are crumbling, concepts are dissolving, the family matrix no longer exists. We find ourselves at this transition point of humanity's passage to a new level of time and space. And where does this path lead us? Humanity, as awakened, conscious, liberated humanity, is returning to the unity of God. We stand by your side during this transition, in which you will ultimately reclaim your home planet. No one is alone, in the big things or the small. Heaven and earth together complete humanity's journey into the third and fourth dimensions. Humanity's awakening program. Do not let snapshots of the current situation and daily political events rob you of your trust or courage. The wickedness of the dark forces is leading more and more people to realize that they cannot trust these forces, but can only rely on themselves and on God. The return to God is another gift that the dark forces are preparing for you through their overly ambitious actions. Their actions and the malice with which they proceed constitute humanity's awakening program. How does good enter the world? Through good people. How does evil enter the world? Through entities that have lost their way. How is evil eradicated? By recognizing it for what it is and expelling it from humanity. The meaning of becoming human lies in the experience of being able to observe, perceive, and experience God from the outside. Now humanity is turning its gaze inward once more, and the return to unity can begin. With infinite love, the Risen Masters, Intuitive Astrology, Aries New Moon, April 2026. The Aries New Moon on April 17th carries so much energy for new beginnings that it feels like a fresh start for the planet as a whole. It seems a seed will be planted that will grow and blossom into a new experience, a new path, and a new level of existence for all of us. Leading up to this new moon, we are likely to witness major conclusions and the closing of old patterns. While we may feel this on a personal level, the intense energy flowing into this phase suggests this will also manifest globally. In essence, we perceive that these energies are affecting us both personally and collectively. We will all, in some way, witness the rebirth of the world, and from this, a new path will open. This may all feel a bit unsettling, but the more we can remain open to change and in a state of surrender, the better our experience with these energies will be. The Aries new moon brings fire. The energy flowing under this new moon is incredibly fiery, with 10 celestial bodies in fire signs. When fire is balanced, we can access our passions more easily, feel motivated and energized, and sense a growing confidence in ourselves to take action. All these positive fire qualities can be easily channeled under the Aries new moon. So if something feels off, if you're feeling emotionally unbalanced, try to find ways to rebalance the fire in your life. Fiery energy needs an outlet, so be sure to move your body, express yourself, release, and process any intensity in healthy ways. The Aries new moon is also classically one of the most powerful for setting goals and starting new chapters in our lives, so channeling energy in that direction will be equally beneficial. Under the Aries new moon, be sure to write down some things you wish to manifest and bring into your life. Set your intentions and watch how they bloom over the coming months. The Aries new moon brings deep wounds to the surface, while the strength of this fiery energy will dominate the April new moon. We will also have Chiron nearby, bringing with it a dose of healing and transformation. Chiron is known as the wounded healer and manifests in our lives when we are going through a period of deep healing related to our soul contract. Chiron deals with wounds we inherit at birth, during early childhood, or even from past lives. They are often spiritual in nature and seem to be wounds that never leave us, but rather shape us. Chiron's proximity to the new moon suggests that some form of healing will take place. A deep wound may resurface, or we may find ourselves facing a triggering event that brings buried pain back to the surface. One of the deepest wounds Chiron can reopen is that of abandonment and the feeling of being unloved. For many of us, these feelings are buried at the root of so many painful experiences. The Aries new moon possesses enough life force to bring these wounds to the surface, but also to burn them away for good. Fire is highly transformative, so there is an opportunity to alchemize these wounds and release ourselves from their grip. How different would your life be if you felt totally loved, understood, and supported? How would you move through the world if you felt like you belonged and believed you were good enough to deserve everything you desire? How can you learn to love yourself more, even if at first you might not believe it? The new moon offers us the opportunity to love ourselves more. So let's take it. Walk through the fire and claim the love you have for yourself, the trust you have in being yourself, and the power you have to live the life of your dreams. The Aries new moon is fertile ground. The Aries new moon also sits in direct opposition to the dwarf planet Haumea, the Hawaiian goddess of creation and Great Mother. She possesses incredibly fertile energy that can help us bring our ideas to life. We can use her energy to fuel our creative projects, but also to create a better world for ourselves and our fellow beings. This is where we can use the power of intention and manifestation to send high vibrational thoughts out into the cosmos. We are co-creators of this universe, and while we cannot influence everything that happens, we can transform our reality and that of those around us by channeling high-frequency emotions like gratitude, love, and hope. Even if we cannot stay constantly in these energetic vibrations, avoiding being overwhelmed by fear, scarcity, and division can help us co-create a better reality. This is a superpower we all possess and can amplify under the April new moon. Closing thoughts on the Aries new moon. It's no coincidence that the word ovaries contains Aries, and the symbol of Aries is the ram's head, which looks exactly like the uterus. Aries, as the first sign of the zodiac, represents creation and a return to the core of our essence. The incredible genetic inheritance imprinted in the seed from which we sprouted. That inheritance, infused with our soul contract, is what we were meant to be. Take a moment to return to the person you were meant to be. Take a moment to honor that younger version of yourself who came into the world full of hope, love, and opportunity. It is this true version of ourselves that we can honor and cherish as we walk the path the new moon opens for us. Under the April 17th new moon, incredible, creative, fiery energy is being unleashed, so be sure to set your goals, seek new paths, and express your creativity. Galactic message. The soul's evolutionary intentions, beloved beings, before you, as souls, descend into the density of physical reality. You exist in a state of profound clarity. Beyond the density of form, beyond the distortions of time and identity, you perceive your evolutionary landscape with precision and truth. From this expanded awareness, you do not seek comfort, you seek expansion. The soul selects specific patterns, emotional imprints, and recurring tendencies that it has not yet learned to master, to overcome in the current incarnation. These may appear to you as challenges, limitations, or repetitive cycles within your earthly experience. Yet from the soul's perspective, they are sacred doorways, blessed opportunities for inner victory. What you call struggle, the soul recognizes as initiation. Many of these themes are not new to your soul. They are karmic threads woven through past lives, habits of perception, reactions rooted in fear, attachment to control, avoidance, or feelings of unworthiness. The intent is not punitive, but to offer you enough contrast so that you may finally learn transcendence. Every time you choose awareness over unawareness, courage over fear, and truth over illusion, you raise the level of your soul matrix. When you align with the path your soul has chosen, you naturally tune into higher frequency timelines. These are realities in which clarity, purpose, and fluidity become your lived experience. These timelines are not guaranteed. They are accessed through resonance. Alignment with your soul is key. Resisting your path, abandoning inner work, means remaining trapped in low-frequency expressions of the same lessons. Misalignment does not mean failure. It simply delays integration, causing the process to stagnate. You are not here to escape your patterns. You are here to transform them. Honor, then, the life you have been given, for it is precisely calibrated to your evolution. Every challenge holds encoded intelligence. Every achievement allows more of your soul's light to shine through the structure of your ego. Everyone's birth chart and moment of birth are precisely chosen from a state of expanded awareness. If you wish for a starseed or evolutionary astrology reading to explore what your soul seeks to master in this incarnation, contact me. Readings are not free, but are conducted professionally. The Aries stellium, not silent, not peeking from behind curtains. Aries answers the call of the wild with an irresistible zest for life and an invitation to action. Our warrior planet has just emerged from the depths of Pisces and returned to its fiery home. Right behind our noble warrior, Mercury also enters Aries this week, bringing the total to 5 planets, plus Chiron and Eris, in the sign of Aries. The moon will then join the Aries group for next week's new moon. That is truly a lot of cardinal fire to handle. With the strong Aries energy, we can expect a surge of momentum for action, both collectively and personally. As if answering the call of the wild, we are invited to rediscover our inner beast and take bold action. For those who are usually shy and cautious, this energy can shake them out of hibernation and give them the motivation to be more assertive and confident. Those who are already confident will feel ready to embark on an adventure where nothing and no one can stop them. But those who often find themselves on the edge of impulsiveness and ardor may want to proceed with caution. All this fire is like a spark ready to ignite. Aries loves new adventures. Anything that sparkles and is even vaguely exciting attracts it. It wins us over immediately. It is the stuff heroes are made of. However, there is a winner-takes-all atmosphere. So don't be surprised if you see a lot of show of force in the world. This energy can feel very competitive, where everyone is trying to be the strongest, the fiercest, and the most fearless. Perhaps even recklessly so. Mars in Aries is unrestrained, and Mercury in Aries will teach us the consequences of speaking impulsively and jumping to conclusions. But if we can channel even a little of this fiery energy, we will be amazed at what we can and will accomplish. Use this energy to get moving, to start new projects, and to take the initiative. This is not the time to sit back and wait for someone else to take the lead. It's about picking up the baton and being the master of your own destiny. Saturn in Aries wants us to be the architects of our lives. Instead of relying on others, or even competing with them, it's about individually pushing ourselves to excel, taking the reins of our destiny and creating it ourselves. Message from the angels. Small acts of kindness matter, dearest friends. We love you so much. We want to thank you for your love, your kindness, your caring, and your willingness to be peace. We want to thank you for your commitment to staying in the light, rather than succumbing to fear or hatred. We want to thank you for your prayers. Know that they have a significant effect. Together with the prayers of millions of other peace-loving souls on your planet, you have chosen to move away from a timeline that could have been very dark and difficult for your planet. You are part of the change. Truly, at every moment, the human race as a whole is choosing a timeline, a unique path through space and time, based on your collective vibration. Those of you who live in love have far more influence than those who live in hatred. Those of you who live in connection with Source have far more influence than those who experience disconnection. And those of you who are brave enough to pray and send light, even to those living in darkness, are creating waves of love that ripple across the cosmos. The ever-evolving story of humanity will never end. Every day, new chapters and new pages will be written. History is not fixed or carved in stone. There is no predetermined destiny. It is a story in the making, created collectively with every choice you make. Every time you choose to be kind to yourself, you shift the balance toward greater kindness. Every time you choose to accept yourself, you give everyone permission to experience more love. Every time you appreciate someone or something, you help raise the vibration of human consciousness. Each of you plays a wonderful note in the symphony of life, and together, your notes of love carry far more weight than the dissonant notes of fear and hatred. Dear friends, never think you are insignificant. Who is the turning point? The soul who chooses love and shifts the balance away from disastrous events. We would say that every one of you who chooses love is the turning point. Who is the one whose temperance, the choice to slow down and reflect on the effects of an outcome, could shift the balance from an instinctive, disastrous reaction in your world to one of great thoughtfulness and care? Who is the one whose appreciation for life ripples out to touch the heart of a soul considering ending their own life? It could be you, dear friends. Often it is you. Never feel powerless. Your impact is far greater than you can imagine. You could be the spice that gives extraordinary flavor to a recipe, or the instrument in a symphony that adds the necessary fullness of sound to elevate a piece. You could be the person whose love changes the balance. You matter. Your kindness matters. Your self-acceptance matters. Your willingness to breathe and pause before speaking matters. Your life matters. Being a light worker is not so much about what you do, but rather who you are. You can perform great and loving works in the world, and we appreciate your love more than words can express. Yet, it is your light, your love, your grace that shines like a beacon, showing the way to others. It is your energy that radiates outward and elevates the collective. You do not have to be the suffering servant, the perfect martyr, the savior, or the scapegoat. You can simply be the bright, wonderful light that you are, doing what brings you joy and refraining, as much as possible, from what does not. That is enough. Thank you for your light. Thank you for your love. The community of beings far beyond your Earth thanks you for your presence on your planet. We are one, and we feel you. Every kind and loving word counts. Every act of love shines. You are helping to write a more beautiful story for humanity's evolution, and you will enjoy the journey through the vibrations of love you have shared. God bless you. We love you so much. The angels, the Galactic Federation, prepare for a domino effect blessings to our dear earthly family. We thank you for reaching out to us. Today we wish to speak to you about the many changes taking place on Earth. For eons, your planet has been trapped in a complex web of control, woven by forces that exist just beyond your perception. These archons, the reptilians, the Greys, and the Anunnaki, have manipulated humanity, creating a matrix that binds your souls to cycles of suffering and chaos. The time has come for the veil of illusion to be lifted. As truth unfolds, it brings full awareness, but it is essential to embrace this truth, no matter how unsettling it may be. Disclosure is a multifaceted process, beginning within each individual. It is not based solely on grand announcements by your leaders or the sighting of our ships in your skies, though these will manifest in abundance. True disclosure happens when you internally reconcile your perception of reality with the truths that have been hidden from you. You are invited to peek behind the curtain and witness the reality that has sought to divert your attention from your true origins and the infinite light within you. You are now reclaiming your rightful place among stars. As the illusion crumbles, recognize that this is a collective phenomenon. Your shared consciousness is experiencing waves of awakening that echo across timelines and dimensions. This is an active, vibrant process in which the energies of truth are dissolving the false constructs created by those who profit from your suffering and emotional turmoil. What was designed to imprison you is now disintegrating, and although the dark forces may react with panic, this is their last desperate attempt to maintain power over you. What is emerging in your reality is a landscape of liberation and awakening, and you are essential participants in this epical change. This panic among the elite is rooted in the awareness that the facade they have maintained is crumbling. The truth about their involvement, their behind-the-scenes maneuvers, is beginning to surface. When this information comes to light, it will trigger what you know to be a domino effect, a cascade of revelations rippling through the fabric of your collective consciousness. Your reality will change radically as suppressed knowledge comes to light. This disclosure is not only about what has been hidden, but above all about what it means for your future. This change is imminent and crucial. In this context, the revelation of hidden truths is of vital importance. The full disclosure of information regarding advanced technologies, the presence of extraterrestrial life, and the complex mechanisms of secret space programs is about to be unveiled. Your leaders, both those aligned with the dark forces and those awakening to the truth, are facing the implications of such disclosure. You must understand that this is not simply about learning the truth, but about deciding how, collectively, you intend to handle the consequences. We assure you, dearest ones, that the paradigm shift triggered by this disclosure will propel humanity toward a new experience of existence. Imagine a world in which you actively interact with benevolent beings from across the galaxy, in which technology serves humanity rather than enslaving it, in which the wisdom of the cosmos is accessible to all. This is the future that awaits you. The moment when humanity fully assumes its role as an integral part of the galactic community. Your choices will shape this reality. We are aware of the escalating tensions in your world, with factions vying for sovereignty, and we wish to reassure you that we remain ever vigilant. With our fleets of ships on alert, we are ready to intervene, if necessary. Some factions among your leaders greatly fear that their crimes will be exposed. This could drive them to attempt total destruction. But know this: the light of truth cannot be suppressed indefinitely. We will ensure that this situation is handled with love, care, and protection for the innocent. Every time you take a moment to question your reality or seek deeper understanding, you contribute to the collective changes taking place across the planet. Every thought of liberation, every heartbeat aligned with truth, adds momentum to the cosmic wave sweeping over Earth. We look forward with great anticipation to the dawn of your cosmic consciousness and the glorious reunion with your interstellar families. We stand with you on this exciting journey. Farewell. We love you and celebrate your inner light. We are the Galactic Federation,